Therapy for the Twisted is a dark comedy podcast where humor meets healing. Comedians Phil Taylor and Skylar Champagne host unconventional therapy sessions with guests who bravely share real-life trauma and personal conflicts. Their mission is to explore whether laughter can be just as powerful as tears. This episode, we introduce Valentina to the show in an episode entitled Friends Betrayal. Stay tuned after the episode for a bonus segment with Skylar Champagne.
We want to welcome Valentina to our couch today. How are we doing, Valentina?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me.
She's actually a licensed therapist.
Not licensed, pre-licensed.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Don't want to get that confused.
Yeah.
You arrested for... How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good. So you got some stories you're going to tell us today. I think that's... we're going to do a story about your best friend and betrayal.
It's quite a story.
You want to, where do we begin on that story?
I think we begin the day we meet. So it was around Christmas time, actually. And the first thing she said to me was, "Hey, I'm a lawyer. And there was some Christmas tree that we needed to vote on." She said, "Oh, go vote for my Christmas tree. I just went and decorated that." So that kind of started the friendship. The first thing I said, like I said, the first thing I knew about her was that she was a lawyer. And
I feel like there's a pretext to that. You keep bringing up the lawyer
It's
thing.
very important.
I think that's going to come up later.
Yeah, it's very important that we think that she's a lawyer.
So if anybody's listening to this and you've been lied to by your best friend, this story might make you feel a little bit better, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
You can laugh at it now, right?
Yeah, it's been long enough. Yeah, I don't think people lie to this extent. So it begins, I guess the lie started from day one, but then a few months later, she came home and called me crying because her roommate randomly moved out. Didn't say bye, didn't give her a warning, nothing. She got home one day, and the house was half empty. So I went over there, I helped her clean up, and not long after I moved in with her. And we lived together for, I want to say, 2 years. And in those 2 years, I had a lot of things disappear. Anytime I had cash, I somehow misplaced it. I had to, which is not crazy to think about.
You are a
The most
therapist, though.
organized
You're
person.
supposed to be able to read people, right?
Yeah, but when it's people close to you, it's not the same.
You don't want to believe it, right?
Right.
I want to believe all my friends are liars.
You do?
Yes. I start out with the premise that my friends lie to me and then work backwards.
I guess that's that's an approach you can take. I do like to trust people and think that they're good people in nature. She wasn't. So I moved in with her. She started dating my best friend, so we hung out a lot. And her family didn't talk to her, and the stories were always weird. We started getting eviction notices to her door, which she kept saying that it wasn't for us, that they were...
So she's the one that was supposed to be paying the rent?
Yeah, so I was giving her cash every month, and she supposedly paid it.
If only there was some signs that something was wrong, Valentina.
Little
In the
signs.
2 years you guys were together, I just wish there was something you could have been like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, well, so her sister lived in the same apartment complex that we did. And the story was that what she would tell me is that she used to pay her sister's rent as well because she made big lawyer money. And she stopped paying her sister's rent. So instead of evicting her sister, they accidentally were evicting us.
Accidentally?
They had the wrong apartment, according to her, that they had her and her sister mixed up. That's what she kept telling me.
And you were like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Total sense.
Right. Well, and it started with like your rent is late. Obviously, you don't get an eviction notice right away.
Yeah.
And then we had some man come up, and looking back, I think it was a server, like that serve you. What are they called? Not a server, like the people that serve you. The papers, the legal papers.
Yeah, those papers.
Whatever they're called.
They say you've been served.
Yeah, those guys. There was one guy that kept coming to the house, and she kept telling me not to talk to him. So anytime he would come, we had a ring camera at the door. Anytime he would come, I'd call her. I was like, "Hey, that guy's outside again." He's like, "Oh, he's probably here for my previous roommate."
I feel like you're the person that all the scammers are trying to get a hold of. You know what I mean? Like the prince in Africa who needs a check, and I feel like
I
you're
am in
that
contact
person.
with a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it all came crashing down when she became the lawyer, a consultant for a business that I know, and she didn't show up for court for her client. So this
Wonder why.
right? So this person called me and was like, "Hey, everything okay with your roommate?" She didn't show up for court. She ended up getting a hold of her, and she told her that her boyfriend was in the hospital. This boyfriend was my best friend. He was not in the hospital at all. He was very doing well, not in the hospital. So I go upstairs. I'm like, "Hey, what happened? Did you go to court today?" And she tells me a whole story about how court went that day. Tells me about what the other person did. She told me what the lawyers were wearing.
And she was not in court.
No, she wasn't there, but she had a lot of details about it.
I think that is like the definition of a pathological liar.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So after that, I started doing a little bit of research, which I probably should have done before even moving in with her. But I talked to her sister and found out that she never went to law school. She never worked as a lawyer. She worked as a paralegal. That's the closest she got to a law office, but she wasn't employed with them anymore.
I mean, that's like saying you own a restaurant and you're a server.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not.
Except that this is a felony.
That is true. There's laws against this.
Yeah.
Hence, you are unlicensed.
Right. Yeah. It's a felony to pretend to be a lawyer. So the other lawyers that were in that case ended up asking questions as well. She gave them a fake bar number, which is also a felony, and a felony to charge for those
But she had to look up what a bar number looked like, how many numbers.
She
what it
didn't. She wasn't even that good.
She just made up random numbers.
She just made up
letters.
random numbers. And that's what the other lawyer said. Like, so he was like, "This number's not long."
Yeah, I'm number 476.
Yeah, I'm number 7.
Number 7, yeah. One of the first people to ever practice
Yeah.
law in the state.
So she wasn't very good at that. So things started uncovering. We found out that she lied about her mom having terminal cancer. She made a fake obituary for her mom so she could miss work and go skiing with her boyfriend.
So wait a minute. She made it. Did she put it in a newspaper? What did she do?
She put it on a website.
Did she make the website or she send it to the website?
She sent it to the website.
And then she said her mom died of terminal cancer?
Mm-hmm. Her mom did have cancer, from my understanding. It wasn't, she had surgery. She was in remission.
Mm.
It wasn't, she told us that she was supposed to die in like 3 months. That woman's still alive like 3 years later. So it was never terminal.
At least she just lied about her being dead and didn't actually try to like make it happen and make it, I think I could respect that more. I think I can respect someone who would actually go as far to make sure that they're not lying or telling the truth.
Yeah. Like I said, she wasn't very good of a liar because she didn't.
She fooled you.
She did.
For how many years?
A couple. Way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. We spent Thanksgiving with her family, and a few months later.
You walk in and say, "Oh my God, you're supposed to be dead."
No, that was before she supposedly died.
Oh. Would she look sickly like she might have cancer?
No.
She's telling, "Hey mom, put on this bald wig."
Well, her family was very distant with her. No one really approached her.
I wonder why.
We sat in the kids' table. That's how much they disliked her. They put her with
Disliked
the kids.
your friend or disliked the mother?
The friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
see
so
why.
the whole family was sitting in the big table, and we were sitting with the kids.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So now I know that it's because she stole both of her sisters' social security numbers and ruined their credits. She had also stolen things from her mother before, and that Thanksgiving, right before Christmas, some things went missing that night
Mm-hmm.
that were supposed to be Christmas gifts. And we later found out that she stole her own Christmas gift, a pair of earrings.
Well, I mean, at least it was her gift.
She didn't know that, though.
Oh, she thought she was getting someone else's.
Yeah.
Oh.
She didn't know she stole her own gift.
She get there and she's like, "Where's my gift?" And I'm like, "I don't know. It got stolen." Like,
And her
"Ah."
mom replaced it. Her mom still like bought another pair of earrings to give to her. So then she had two of the same pair of earrings. She gave me one pair. Yeah.
What a good friend. I mean,
Right?
really, she's
Yeah.
thinking about you.
Right. So after we confronted her, she left the house and she made all kinds of crazy accusations and stuff. So we went through her room to kind of see what else
Kind
we
of
could
crazy
find.
stuff that we
Yeah.
found in the room. Yeah.
We found some things that make sense for someone that's doing that kind of sketchy stuff, like her mother's credit card.
I bet you didn't find a law license in there.
No law license. We did find her mom's ID, which I
Wow.
guess if you're dead, you don't need it. But she wasn't. Yeah. We found my sister's boots. She stole my sister's boots.
That is odd.
It is odd because you know how little my sister is. She can't wear those.
That's just somebody who just wants things.
Yeah.
just to take things. That's
Yeah, she stole the Alexa from our living room.
from your living.
Yeah, like we lived together. Why'd you steal the Alexa?
Yeah, you could have just used it. It was in your room.
Yeah. Yeah, so she stole some random stuff. And then when this kept unfolding, we found out that she was stealing a lot of people's credit cards and trying to get loans out in people's names. She had one friend's credit cards attached to her DoorDash account, I want to say.
Yeah.
Which was really strange because she would order DoorDash for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then she would go out and DoorDash herself to make some money.
She would DoorDash herself.
Yes. Because she was ordering food with someone else's account.
Oh,
So
okay.
she didn't have that money. But if
So she
needed-
was making money on the DoorDash and she was getting the food.
Exactly. If she needed cash, she would go and DoorDash herself.
I mean, this is obviously a horrible person, but kind of brilliant. Same way.
It's something. So
Definitely something. Yeah.
yeah. Last I heard, she's still on the investigation with the Attorney General. And she
So
flipped the state.
you called some people.
I didn't call them. They called me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so one of the lawyers reported her to the Attorney General,
Oh.
and she's been on the investigation this whole time.
Okay, so then also I think you told me that she had left the state, but also got a job again as a paralegal.
Yes, she has worked as a paralegal twice since this all
You
uncovered
got her fired, didn't
in a
you?
different state. I did, and I'll do it
Good
again.
for you.
Yeah,
Good for you, Valentina.
I'll do it again. I don't care if she works anywhere else, you know?
I don't think she needs to be working anywhere. I think she
No.
needs to be like put away.
Why doesn't she could pretend to be, I don't know, a nurse or something.
That might be worse.
Get in trouble with another board.
Yeah.
But don't be
Can you
working where
imagine
you
like
are.
the nurse of death?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they just take whatever I'm giving you. It's
Yeah.
great for you.
This is good for you.
Yep. Puts people to sleep so they can steal the wallets and all that.
Oh gosh. I wouldn't put it past her. She killed her own mother. I mean, not in real life,
Allegedly, no.
but allegedly.
I mean, she could
According-
have and then not been a liar, but no, she decided to lie about it,
Yeah.
which is
I'm glad her
the
mom's
worst.
a nice
It's
lady.
worse. Is she a nice lady?
Yeah, she
That makes it
is.
worse, right?
She called the cops on her. Her mom.
Good for her.
Yeah, after this all came out, she tried to go and stay with her, and her mom wasn't having it.
Just to disclose, like, I know who this person is. I don't know her like Valentina does, but she was kind of known in the town that we live in, which is Johnson City, Tennessee, if you guys don't know where we're stationed at. But she told a bunch of stories about how she was kidnapped 2 times. She said she got shot in a drive-by.
Mm-hmm.
And you think all these things happen, just not to her.
Yes. So I have confirmed a few stories with her sisters, and some of them happened to either them or people that they knew,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kind of made them her own.
Nice.
Yeah. She also watched a lot of Suits, which is a show about
Being a
a
fake
guy
lawyer,
being a fake
lawyer.
Yeah.
That's probably where she got the whole idea. She's
Mhm.
like, I can do this. Yeah.
Yeah. She that was always on at the house. And she would try to offer her services. It's not like she was just saying that she was a lawyer. She was actively charging people. And
Yeah,
trying to
lots
work
of
for
money.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. She watched a lot of child support court as well.
Well, I hope the people listening this first episode likes you, Valentina. I hope they do, because Valentina is going to be a regular on the show. She's going to be the professional with a bunch of unprofessionals. Again, Skylar's sick. He's going to be one of our co-hosts. He's a really funny guy. He's been through so much in his life. he had some stuff happen to him when he was a baby that he'll describe to you that kind of shaped his life, but it's pretty traumatizing.
Yeah.
So, and he can laugh about it, so I feel like we can laugh about it. But
Isn't there a segment that you're doing with him?
yeah, we'll be adding that to this episode. So
Perfect.
yeah, I guess I can give you some of my trauma, right?
Okay,
Since
yeah.
we only have one guest.
What have you gone through? Any betrayals?
No betrayals. I don't really have I don't have a lot of trauma, but I do have a kind of a funny story about how we had the idea for this podcast.
Okay.
So I was going through kind of a breakup, and I don't know, when you first break up with someone, you have a choice to either be motivated to be bitter
Sure.
and self-loathing,
Mhm.
or you can be motivated to better yourself and be stronger and a better person.
Mhm.
And I remember I woke up one day and I was like, not this time, Phil. Not this time. You're going to do things differently. You deserve this. So I chose to be very bitter for
You
quite some
deserve it.
time. Yeah. But then, I was being bitter out on my back porch. And Skylar, who had been going through a breakup also, he called me, and he never calls me. So he calls me up and he's like, Phil, I'm going through a rough time. Can you meet me at the bar? And I said, okay. So I went over there, and he's got to pouring out his heart to me. And he said, Phil, I promise you this, it does get funny. I know it's getting depressing. He's like, Phil, usually when something like this happens to me, I run away, but not this time. And we sat there for a second. I looked at my drink and I was like, that's strong of you. And then he looks at me and says, I think I'm moving to Vietnam. And I was like, Skylar, you said you weren't running. He goes, I don't know if you've seen a map, but no one's running there. And I started laughing. I was like, that's perfect. That's the thing. Like, laughter is how you get over trauma, just as much as crying. You know what I mean? Like, it's just as strong an emotion. So, and when you meet Skylar, he's a character. I think you guys will like him. But yeah, that's basically how the podcast got started. So I thought we'd do a little exercise. I don't know. You guys don't know a lot about me. I do stand up, as I said, but I also was an improver. And we used to have this game called Fortunately, Unfortunately.
Okay.
And I think this will be good for your mindset to think the positive things, especially after that horrible story. So basically how it's going to work is we're going to start a fairy tale. You're going to be the positive, and I'm going to be the negative. So you're going to be fortunately, I'm going to be unfortunately.
Okay.
So every time I give you something negative, you have to figure out a way to turn it into a positive and keep the story moving. At some point, the story will either die or we'll just get really tired of it.
Mhm.
And at that point,
Okay.
the story's over. All right.
Great.
See how this fairy tale
All right.
goes. All right. So if you're listening today, you can try this at home. Maybe it'll be a fun exercise you can do with your friends. So anyways, we'll go ahead and start this off. Go ahead and start the fairy tale.
Okay. So once upon a time, there was a little girl born into a royal family.
Unfortunately, that royal family was evil and had her locked away for many, many, many years.
Fortunately, she really enjoyed being alone.
Unfortunately, her royal family understood that and brought people in to distract her and anger her daily.
Fortunately, she found a closet where she could have some alone time.
Unfortunately, there was a hideous monster in that closet.
Fortunately, she couldn't see, so she had no idea it was hideous.
Unfortunately, the monster's superpower was making a horrific sound that screeched so loud that it made you go insane.
Fortunately, she had a really good pair of headphones.
Unfortunately, she left it in the other room.
Fortunately, her mom saw that and knocked on the door and gave her the headphones.
Unfortunately, when she put them on, they no longer worked.
Fortunately, she found another door that she could escape from.
Unfortunately, when she opened the door and went in there, there was a bigger monster.
Fortunately, she was not afraid of monsters.
I think you won. I think that's it. Not afraid of monsters. So I think that's the moral of the story, right? We shouldn't be afraid of monsters. And your monster was your best friend.
Ex-best friend.
And that's when it hurts the most, right? When it's like
Yeah.
your best friend.
Yeah, I trusted you.
Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your best friend. Anyway, anyone you feel like yeah, you put your trust in them and then they betray that trust is like the worst.
Right.
But later on, you can laugh at it. Like
Oh, yeah.
the worst relationships you're in, like you get cheated on, it's the worst experience ever. Usually 5 years later, you can laugh at it
Mhm.
and make fun of it, which is
Yeah. If
yeah,
you're lucky, not even that long after.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple more stories we had talked about possibly getting into, and one involves your dad.
Yes. So my dad is an ordained pastor. Growing up, he was my youth pastor. And we had a lot of youth events. There was one, I believe it was around Christmas time. And for some reason, they thought it would be great to get the youth group together and go to this person's house and pick walnuts out of the trees.
Out of the trees, so you don't pick them when they fall. You climb up in the trees.
Yeah, we were like picking them out the trees. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could, if you were lazy, you could pick them off the ground.
Or smart.
Yeah.
The smart people like
Well, you had to watch which ones you were picking. You know, you can't pick them if they're
Rotten,
green or rotten. Yeah.
See, when I was a kid, we used to do the same thing, but we pick them up off the ground and then we would just rear back and peg each other with them. Big whelps.
Yeah. We put them behind the door and then open the door to crack them.
So you didn't have a cracker. How many would you crack at one time doing that?
Just one. If you get too many, the door can't handle it.
So
It wasn't very
what?
efficient. Well, no, it's like a thing. It's like a
A walnut's not that big.
well, something. Yeah, they're not. Black walnuts are pretty big. I don't remember what.
So you'd take a single walnut and you would slam.
No, like they come in a. They have a shell.
I know what
Right?
walnuts.
Oh, you see?
Yes, I know they come with the shell.
Yeah. Yeah. So you would put that behind the door, open the door, and crack them like that.
It's kind of like when we was like kids. I know like when we was trying to get rid of our baby teeth, we would tie
Yeah.
and slam the door, which is traumatizing. I feel like it's traumatizing for
Does
kids.
that? Why?
I feel like
Yeah.
kids like they have that done to them like their whole life. Every time a door slams, they like lose it. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
you get hungry for walnuts. If
Every
you're the
time.
person.
Every time I open the door.
What,
I
did
want
you ever like
some.
bust a hole in the wall or something? Like slamming the door trying to bust a walnut?
No.
Would you close the
No,
door?
so you would have the door open already.
Okay.
Put the walnut like in the hinge, and then open it even more.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you weren't closing it.
Yeah.
No.
And you guys just couldn't buy one of those little.
We were kids, man.
I feel like you guys were smart, innovative. You know, like you got a problem, you
Anyways,
solved it. All right.
So we have this event and then at the end we were supposed to have a Bible study, a little bonfire, and
Mm-hmm.
and the night like that, right? So we're picking walnuts. It's getting dark, and one of the adults there, he's like, "Hey, everyone needs to go inside right now."
Mm.
So we all go inside, and they gave us our phones back, which we were happy about. We weren't complaining because we had our phones back at that point.
Yeah.
But then it took a little too long, and there was nothing but one adult with us. And we started hearing some noises outside,
Okay.
like some weird, like pig noises. And this wasn't a farm or anything. There were no pigs around.
Yeah. This is getting. I'm from West Virginia. This is getting scary for me.
Yeah.
You're in the
And-
dark woods with one adult and pig squealing.
Yeah, no, so we're inside the cabin or whatever.
Oh, so you're in a cabin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
So
told us to
outside.
go inside.
Oh.
We were outside picking the walnuts, and then someone told us, like, everyone get inside right now. So we go inside, and all the other adults, including my dad, are outside. So on the way home, they never really told us what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all came back, and they were like, okay, the day's over, time to go home. So they sent us home after that. And I'm going home with my dad, and he tells me that there was an exorcism happening. That's what was happening that night. That's
Oh.
why, yeah, someone
This
started.
is like the scariest thing ever. You're out in the woods.
Yeah,
You got pigs squealing. You're running from cabin to cabin, and we're gonna have an exorcism.
Yeah.
So-
there was an exorcism going on outside. So I think that was on my dad's mind. After that, a few weeks later, I started having some night terrors and some sleep paralysis. So I go and tell my parents. I'm like 13 at this point. I was like, hey, I wake up and I can't move. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
And my parents, they go in, and they were in school at this time. So they go into this whole rant about how this is a spiritual war that's going on. There are evil spirits that are trying to get to me,
Mhm.
and that I might need an exorcism. So they need to tell the church and make it a whole thing. So I just lied to them and told them I was fine. And
So very smart.
yeah,
You lied to him. You went through.
yeah, I'm
So
not
was
having
it gonna
night
tie you
terrors.
to a bed? Like I've only
I
seen
don't
videos.
know.
You never seen one?
No, I've never seen it. No, I don't want to. It didn't sound good.
Did
It
it
sounded
involve
painful.
pigs? What was the pig squirm? Was they
I think it was the
sacrificing?
person. I think it was the person, like,
Oh, so they were doing an exorcism,
yeah.
and the noises that person was making
hmm Yeah,
was sounding like a pig.
correct. Yeah.
Ew. What was this like a Bible school? I mean, what was
It was just a youth event. We got together every Friday. As their idea was that they would do events
Yeah.
so that we wouldn't be out and getting in trouble.
So they had kids join in on an exorcism, basically. That's
Yeah.
sounds horrible.
They
Like,
had us
we had
making
cookies and
walnuts.
Kool-Aid, and we played on the playground outside. You guys were like,
Yeah. It was very eventful. We got kicked out of McDonald's one time because a bunch of teenagers were playing in the playground. So we couldn't go back to McDonald's after that.
okay, that story makes no sense. Kids were playing in a playground.
But we were
so-
teenagers and they were little kids there.
Oh, so you were talking?
It was youth group. So we were like all like,
Are you talking about like the ball, like the?
yeah, like the
Yeah.
the,
Okay,
Mc-
I got
the
you.
McDonald's like
Slides and all that
yeah.
stuff. Okay, I thought there was like a playground.
Oh no, not like a playground.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
the indoor thing.
You
Yeah.
guys were some.
We got kicked out of a lot of places.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Your church group got kicked out of a lot of places.
Yes. There was a lot of
There's a
us.
strip club. There's
Yeah. Oh, we got kicked out of Burger King, McDonald's. We didn't get banned from from Burger King. We only got banned from McDonald's. Or
so you hit up all the fast food
Yeah.
restaurants in there.
basically, Sonic had a volleyball place, so that became a spot, but we couldn't go there in the winter because it was cold, But we used to go to Sonic a lot.
You say Sonic had a volleyball place?
Yes, a sand volleyball field.
The place where you drive in and they come out to you.
Yes.
Where did they put a volleyball net? In the
in the
park?
back? Yeah.
Where did you live?
In Texas,
In Texas.
Yeah.
What part of Texas?
Eagle Pass. Yeah.
Nobody knows where Eagle Pass is.
No,
Where,
no one
where's that
does.
at?
It's a border town,
Okay.
south of San Antonio.
Gotcha.
hmm
You was originally from what country?
Chile.
Oh, okay.
hmm
So
Yeah,
you-
that's
when
where I
did
grew
you
up.
when did you move?
I was almost 12. I turned
Almost.
12 on the plane.
Do you have a lot of memories from there?
I do. Yeah, a lot of memories.
Good memories, bad memories?
Yeah, mostly good memories, I think. Yeah.
What's the biggest difference as a child living
Yeah.
here and living there?
I've lived here longer than I ever lived there at this point. It's hard to tell.
I mean, like when
Like-
you moved here when you were 12
Mhm.
and then you were 13, what was the differences
Yeah.
those
The language was a big one.
really?
Yeah. School was very different. So the school year is flipped because we're under the equator. So forgot my geography. Yeah. So
You were under it,
we're under it.
below it,
So
I think is
below
what you're doing.
So the seasons are flipped. So our school year starts in March and ends in December.
So in January was like the hottest.
hmm Yeah. Yeah. So I had summer Christmases all the way till
Yeah, here. That's a big
Till we
that's a
moved here,
big thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting.
our grading skills were different. So our like the equivalent of 100 is a 7. I don't know how they make that make sense. But when I came here and they showed them my grades, they were like, "This kid's stupid. Like we need to hold her back." Cause
Oh wow.
yeah, because I had a bunch of like 6.8s and 6.9s like that, and if you have that, like, yeah. So they were trying to convert that into this scale. They didn't know what to do, so they just put me in 6th grade. So I never went to 5th grade.
Wait a minute. They were like, I don't know what grade this kid's supposed to be in. So you
Yeah.
skipped 5th grade.
Yeah,
So when you graduate when you were 17?
Mhm.
Oh, that's
yeah.
great.
So we moved. My birthday's in August, right? And we moved in August. So I went through the first semester of 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I went like March to
Oh, okay. So then they just
like
skipped.
July, and then they just put me in 6th grade.
And here you are.
Here I am.
Therapist.
Yeah, with a master's degree.
How do you?
They didn't need 5th grade. Yeah, skip it. You don't need it.
So why don't you promote your therapy?
Um,
If anybody wants to contact you, what would they do?
yeah. I am in between offices right now.
Oh yeah.
So
And that's another thing. We will be shooting this in your new office whenever you get it set up. We're in a
Yeah.
makeshift place now. People's coming and playing in the gym and getting some coffee over there, and they're like, "What in the world's going on here?"
we found a spot.
We
just
found a
took
spot.
over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I will have more information soon.
Well, there you go. She'll have more information. You'll be on all the episodes, right? So yeah, you'll have.
If you have me, yeah.
Yeah. So, listen, I want to appreciate you for coming. Here, we'll do a little
Thanks
fist
for
bump.
having me.
Therapy for the twist. You feel better?
I do.
Laugh it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that roommate. Can I say that?
You just did. Thank you guys for listening. Therapy for the Twisted. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Now for the bonus segment with Skylar Champagne.
All right, bonus segment on Therapy for the Twisted. I'm here with my co-host. Super excited to finally be able to do an interview with you. How you doing, Skylar?
Hey guys, doing good.
Yeah, you missed the first episode. We were ready to shoot, and you came down with the sickness, so they say. So
Yeah, I was definitely disturbed all up in everywhere, dude. It was awful. I had the bubonic plague and probably AIDS and syphilis and other stuff. It was really, don't get the flu this year, guys.
that was a lot of information you gave us, Skylar, but that's all right.
Share.
Yeah, you are a share. Obviously, you've been sharing probably a lot of those diseases you got going on there.
Absolutely.
So one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was you watched the episode.
Yeah.
And I'm sure everyone listening to this just watched the episode with Valentina. So what was your analysis of what went down with that therapy session with Valentina?
Well, I think listening to it, as you guys talked about, the betrayals that are the roughest are always the ones that are closest to you, and just the fact that Valentina went through that and was just trying to be a helpful person. Like, I know her a little bit now personally, and she's such a sweetheart. So it's just really unfortunate that somebody would take advantage of somebody like that. But that's always kind of what those people shoot for, I guess. Those targets that they find are just people with big hearts. So heart goes out to her for that, definitely. But I think she pushed through it. And now y'all can laugh about it, which is kind of the whole purpose of this podcast. But that's really good that she was able to do that, and you guys were able to share that together.
Absolutely. So is there any stories you have as far as, have you been betrayed by a friend? You don't have to go into the details, but have you experienced anything similar to that?
Absolutely, yeah. I would say probably my biggest one that I experienced was, I guess about, I don't know, like 11 years ago now or something. But there was a point in my life where I was engaged, and then my fiance at the time cheated on me about a month out from our wedding. So that was a pretty heavy situation.
Yeah, that is heavy, man. That's
Yeah.
Can you laugh about that now? We're talking about laughing. Is it okay to laugh at that
Yeah,
now?
no, absolutely. It's been about, like I say, 11 years or something, and but yeah, and I don't have any hate towards her. I think people that like go through stuff like that or do those kinds of things, it's mostly because they're dealing with pain and unresolved stuff that they haven't figured out.
Absolutely, that's what it is. A lot of times you put it on yourself. You have
Yeah.
someone leave you or whatever. You think it's your fault, but generally speaking, it's usually. I mean, sometimes you do things. I mean, if you get
Yeah.
through all the diseases you have, then
Right.
that's understandable.
I do like to share.
Sharing's caring, right?
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, it's probably a lot of it's kind of on both people, and
Yeah.
sometimes you let them down, but sometimes they let down themselves. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
you can't beat yourself up.
Yeah, and a lot of that, like, those people letting you down or whatever, like whoever's letting the person down, like a lot of that, like I said, is just the pain that they haven't resolved. But in a lot of ways, when you haven't resolved that pain, it's like a poison that both you feel every day, and then again, if you're not healed, like you're taking that poison and putting that on other people every day.
Absolutely, and sometimes it's like you're like you're saying, you got baggage from past relationships or past experiences that you kind of carry on
Yeah.
to the new one, which sometimes is unfortunate. But moving on, Skylar, you have an interesting life.
I do.
you wanted to tell us a little bit about what happened when you was a baby and how it shaped you. Just tell us about your trauma, Skylar.
Yeah, well, I guess right off the bat, man, from the beginning, for 5 days, I was a perfectly healthy, normal, handsome baby. And then for some reason, I decided to quit breathing, which to all you loyal listeners and eventually viewers out there, I can attest to you, it's not a good idea to stop breathing. Because if you stop breathing for long enough, you do this cool thing called dying. It's kind of the next step in the process, and that's what happened to me. And yeah, I died, man. I left the building, and the doctors and nurses, they freaked out and rushed around and blew some magic off a spell book, and we're here. But yeah, that was the beginning of the trauma. I like to think within 5 days of life, I was already tired. I was like, we got to keep doing this breathing thing like over and over, forever.
So you like to think of yourself as a quitter, huh?
Yes, yeah. Initially, but then I realized how cool life was, I guess, and I stuck around.
Yeah, life's not too bad. Life's not too
No.
bad right now for you as a
Yeah.
sailor.
No, it's pretty good right now at this point, yeah.
So, how's that affected you? You go through that as a baby. Obviously, you don't
Mhm.
remember any of that, so that's
Mhm.
not too bad. But how does it affect you now in your everyday life?
Mhm. Well, I mean, definitely, because basically the consequence of that, which I guess I should get into, is when they brought me back, part of my brain exploded, which controls balance and coordination. So, basically, what it means is I walk with a little bit of a limp, and I'm not very good at Guitar Hero. No, but it is that kind of stuff. It's hand-eye coordination and it's balance. So it's called cerebral palsy, which is the condition I have, and that has definitely colored, obviously every aspect of my life. But it's made me very resilient. I'm a very tough person. I'll always figure something out. There's always a way to do what you want to do. I've done all kinds of crazy things that most people haven't done in general, let alone people with a disability. I love extreme sports and stuff like that. I've been hang gliding, I've been scuba diving, I've been downhill skiing, a bunch of stuff.
One of the funniest lines I think I've heard in your stand-up is you talk about that. You talk about all the extreme sports stuff you do.
Yeah.
You say you just want to go into that and leave it just as the same amount of handicap
Yes,
as
sir.
you came in.
Yes, sir. That's the goal. Anywhere I go, I just want to leave the same amount of disabled as where I arrived. That's really what we're shooting for.
Imagine when you go get back and someone didn't see you leave,
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
gliding or whatever, and they ask you how it went. You're like, how do you think it?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Yeah. No, I always do want to mess with people. That's just part of being a comedian, I guess. Part of me really wants to be an asshole. Like TSA is fun for me,
Mhm.
I travel a lot, and every time that I travel, they have to do a private screening for me because obviously my walker won't fit through the metal detector. And so it's always fun. They bring you back and they say, do you have any sensitive areas, sir? Is there anywhere we can't, touch or we should be careful with? And of course, I always say no. But I've never done this. And if anybody in the TSA is listening, I love you guys. I love what you do. I've never done it to you, but I'm always tempted. I'm always tempted to be like, oh no, there's no sensitive areas or whatever. And then immediately as they touch me, just freaking scream bloody murder. Just everywhere they touch me is just like the worst ever. I'm so tempted just to freaking cost them their job, but I've never done it.
You're like, I love you guys. I love what you do, but I really want to cost you your
I
job.
really just want to destroy your life. Yeah.
Yeah. So, some of the hobbies, we kind of share some of the same hobbies. You do stand-up comedy. How long have you been doing that?
I have been doing that for, I think at this point I've done it about 11 years.
11 years. Okay.
Yeah, so basically, I guess when the thing with my ex-fiance happened, I went and found humor, man. And
Well, there you go. I mean, that's what the podcast is about. It kind of
Yes,
shows
sir.
it works, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Live and prove.
So you went to LA. How was that?
Well, I was there 6 years, and I enjoyed the first 3. So it was a different environment, man, for sure. Just and my dad was in the military for many years, but we were raised in kind of a southern sort of upbringing, country upbringing, I guess. A lot of family in Texas and Tennessee and places like that, in Arkansas. and things. And so, kind of no matter where I was in the world, I was raised on Southern hospitality, and that just does not exist in Los Angeles, California. It's definitely different.
Are you trying to say they weren't nice to you, Skylar?
They were not. They were not, to be honest. It's such a weird culture shock, Phil, because like I worked for a while. I worked in retail out there, which is always a hellscape. But but in Los Angeles, California, you would be like, "Hey, man, thanks for coming in. Can I help you with anything today?" And they would just give you the desk there, and it would just be silence like that for a really, really uncomfortable amount of time. If it felt weird for you listening to it, just imagine that on steroids every single day. Or even if people were nice enough to hold open the door for me, which is not a given over there like it is here in Tennessee. It's vastly different here in Tennessee. But anyway, if I was lucky enough to have someone hold open a door for me that is way too heavy for me to open, I'd be like, "Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man." And again, they would just stare at me, just cold, and it's just so weird. There's no connection there. You can't give anyone a compliment. If you saw someone's shoes, like, "Hey, man, I like your shoes," they would just look at you like you murdered their family. Like, I don't understand, but it just didn't mesh with me.
Why is this guy still talking to me? Is what
I know. It's like, dude, and I guess, I don't know, maybe they thought that like my disability was a curse, and if they conversated with me for too long, they would
they
let
might
me
catch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all those other diseases they might catch, but not
Right. Not the disability. I mean, worry about the gonorrhea, but like, you know, the other stuff, you're good.
Yeah. Do you have any crazy stand-up stories? Is there one where you stands out? Maybe you bombed, or maybe the crowd was crazy, or something happened.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, first off, everyone bombs all the time. And the best thing you can do with bombing is just have fun with it. And we've talked about this privately, off the show, but the best thing to do when you bomb is to own it and not turn on the crowd. That's the worst thing you can do. Is to blame the people there.
Yeah, I mean, in your head, you're blaming them, obviously,
Absolutely,
for
absolutely.
having no sense of humor
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah, and you're
But
planning retaliation, but you're not gonna do it.
yeah, you can't say it out loud
Right.
because then you're just thinking a bad situation and making it a million times worse.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But I would say, separate from bombing, the funniest thing about stand up for me is that everyone, especially here in Tennessee, but oftentimes, even in LA, when I was doing stand up stuff there, and in DC where I did some stand up, people always try to be helpful to get me on stage, which is sometimes a puzzle, depending on how it's structured and stuff with the walker and everything. So people will try to help me, but the problem is, the more drunk people are at the stand-up show, it basically becomes the disabled helping the disabled. And so that's a fun little game we play, It's like, "Hey, brother, do you need help on stage?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, do I need to find you an Uber? Like, let's get you home, It's a fun game we play.
Yeah, I definitely seen that. But you know what? When they're drunk, it's a little bit easier to get a laugh. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I do love the one guy. There's always one guy or one person at the very least that just has a crazy laugh that like you're just searching for it that whole night, you know?
Oh yeah, you hear it every time you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if I can get that one person on my side, then I don't care if I'm bombing as long as I'm making that person happy.
Absolutely. There's also, I hate shows where the lights are too high for the audience. Because,
Absolutely.
when you're up there, you think you're killing it. You can
Mhm.
hear everyone laughing, and
Right.
to you, the whole crowd is laughing.
Right.
But when you actually have a light on it, there is people probably not laughing.
Yeah.
And you fixate on the person
Mhm.
who's giving you like just a cold stare.
Yes.
And
Yes.
everyone else around them could be laughing, and you're just looking at that guy like, why can I not make that guy laugh? And
Yes.
so it messes with your head sometimes up there.
Yeah, there was and we can keep this in if we decide. We can take it out if we decide to do that. But then there was a show we did, where we were there, and it was it was like a family friendly show at the venue, and there were these kids in the front row, and normally this venue is very like dark, and that's where the comedy comes from. It is like kind of dark and like off the wall stuff. And they had the idea to do a family friendly show. And a bunch of people had come in off the street, And that's fine. That's great. But they were all like the cruising family type, And I mean, like, I don't know. We just weren't for them, And like in the whole front row, there was like 7th graders. And they were all just giving me the death stare the entire time. Like, I got nothing out of them.
Yeah, and your comedy's a little edgy. How did they get
Yes,
that?
absolutely. I don't know, man. I think they wanted me to stay dead. They were like, "Oh, you came back. We would have preferred if you just stayed down,"
This kid's like, we wouldn't have to listen to this right now
Right.
if those doctors would not have done their job
Yeah, exactly.
so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, Skylar, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Thank you.
And we're going to be doing more episodes. And
Yes.
for the people who watched the first episode, I do want to explain like the format's going to be a little bit different moving forward because we're going to have Skylar, obviously. Valentina is also going to be a contributor to every episode. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a session where we open up their file. We'll go over the stuff that they gave us, the information that they want to go over. And then we're going to bring in the person. We're going to interview them. And then when they leave, Valentina's going to come up and basically just tell us everything we did wrong.
Yeah.
From a therapy perspective.
We need it.
Yeah, being a therapist. So she's pretty much just going to tell us that we're horrible at this.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's going to be basically the format of the show. But if you're watching this, I would love for you, wherever you're listening to it at, if it's on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on podcast, or please follow. Comment on everything. Try to comment positive stuff. If you comment negative stuff, then we're probably going to, as comedians, we'll consider you a heckler and we'll have to kind of go after you.
Right. Yeah. And please leave 5-star reviews or whatever the equivalent is. I'm saving up for my leg surgery, so the more reviews we get, the more sponsorships we can get, and I get my robo legs. So.
Oh, wow. I love the guilt trip.
Yeah.
Please help the handicapped guy get his legs. If you don't, then you're
a
like
bad person.
Yeah, you're like those 7th graders that just wish you wasn't here.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right. You don't want to be a 7th grader.
You don't
It's a bad time.
Absolutely. So this is the end of the episode 1. You watched the first segment with Valentina. Then we had the second segment where we got to know Skylar Champagne. We love Skylar. He's going to be in our next episode. Listen, I appreciate everybody. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with this first episode, Skylar?
Well, I just want to thank you guys for enjoying it and rolling with the punches. Obviously, being a co-host, I hated not being there for the first part of the episode, but I'm not sick anymore, and hopefully I will not be for a very long time. So I am just really happy to be on this journey with you guys. It's going to be awesome, and thank you for listening.
Absolutely. Guys, laughter is healing. You guys have a great time. We will see you the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.
I think the most disturbing thing for her is that microphone.
It's wet.
Is it really wet?
Yeah.
And I just want you to know, I'm not gay. And I was like, matter of fact, hey man, I just want you to know, I'm not gay. The next moment, there was a collective gasp from everyone at the table.
First, I'd let Hitler kill me. I don't think I'd defend myself.
Basically, part of my brain exploded, which is pretty cool.